All right, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about what I actually mask, on a house prior to getting ready to spray it. Now I've got, maybe 3/4 of this house sprayed. There's a side right here, kind of a lot of different things to be masking, on. So what do I mask? What do I not mask? We've got lights. Now I always, well, I won't say always remove lights, probably 95% of the time we remove the lights. One of the reasons, if the customer changes the light and it has, a different, fixture plate or anything that doesn't match the previous one, then you got unpainted or a different colored surface behind that light. So we typically always remove the lights. Exceptions are Ring cameras. We typically don't remove Ring cameras. We typically don't remove lights that they're so old and oxidized that you could actually damage the fixture. And that has been the case, in the past where it was so brittle. We began to remove the light, broke the light. We're end up responsible because even though it was old, we broke it. So now we got to buy the customer a new light. This is a new construction house, brand new lights, easy to remove, easy to reinstall. Windows, we typically always are masking windows, masking doors. Now I've got multiple things, pipes right here. I've got a pipe gas fixture. I don't want to paint this gas fixture. It's nicely powder coated, but we do got some ugly looking pipes that are rusting right there. We're going to take and paint the pipes. I'll mask a nice clean line on the pipe, make that pipe match the house. Anywhere where there's electrical piping coming out the electrical panel, we're gonna paint that so it actually matches the whole entire house. We typically will mask a nice straight line, and you'll see that down on your electrical panel, which every house has an electrical panel, on the side of the house. These are brand new electrical fixtures, and they're a little unusual. They're kind of a waterproof electrical fixture. Here, these type of electrical fixtures, we actually remove them. So I'm gonna show you, this thing is removable. We're just gonna I'm gonna pull these screws off and remove this. So this comes off this way, and I'll show you how I go about masking it after I remove it. So that comes off. You definitely want to don't lose these screws. So I'm gonna, put my screws with my electrical plate. Now this part is behind the plate, so, I just take masking. I just wrap paper around this. Don't touch any exposed wires or you might get shocked. So that is how I would typically mask that. Now this is gonna set aside right there, so it won't get sprayed, won't get overspray on it. That's electrical outlet right there that we would typically remove. This is a pipe right here that is a gas pipe for something maybe like a gas barbecue. So you have the option. It's starting to rust on the end. We can paint the thing. We don't want to paint this handle. It identifies what it is. You have the option of masking off just the handle, or I can mask off the pipe, the whole pipe itself. I'll wrap some paper around that, tuck that in, and that's how that is masked off right there. So this is masked off. All this won't get any overspray on it. If you're concerned about overspray falling on this, I can take some plastic. I can drape some plastic over it if I want. In this fashion right here, I'll just take some plastic, tack it around, pull this up and over. I wouldn't be concerned about it myself, but you might be concerned about it, so you might want to mask it off. I'm gonna drop some plastic over that. So now overspray is not gonna get on there. Just tack that down so that doesn't blow around in the wind. And now your gas fixture is protected also. So I have a water spigot. I do have a light. So if I got light fixtures, I'll show you. When it comes to a light fixture or any type of electrical device, I typically wear gloves. You want to go in, shut the light off, turn it on and off, make sure the power's off on it. Even when the switch is off, I like to wear gloves just as an assurance that I'm not going to get shocked. Now, most lights, we've got 2 screws or 2 nuts, not screws. These 2 nuts will come off. This is kind of like probably one of your stereotypical lights. Light comes off. I'm going to pull wires out. They're wire nutted together. I'm going to take my little nuts, put them back on here so they don't get lost. Now I'm going to begin taking off my wires. So I'll take my ground wire, the rubber gloves, so if there was power on, it would keep you from getting shocked. I'm going to take my wire nuts, I'll put them back on the end, tighten it on there. Keep my wires separated from each other. Now I'll stick all my wire nuts on, put everything back in place. This is gonna set aside inside the garage where it won't get damaged. I'll take some paper. I'm gonna wrap paper around this portion right here, so my wires won't get painted, my nuts won't get painted, but this is all gonna get painted right there. So that's how I take care of a light. Now I'm gonna take my light, I'm gonna take my electrical box, I'm gonna put them in a safe place where the hose is not gonna drag across it, it's not gonna damage it, break it. I've got one more thing that I'm gonna be masking down here with paper. You're gonna see, all right, so here's a water spigot. Now the water spigot has like kind of a plate, a scutcheon plate right there. I'm gonna mask that off. I want all this to get painted around it. Here's an electrical fixture that we reinstalled, so you can see the electrical fixture. Here's an outlet box that's for a hot tub right there. It's painted to match instead of being gray. We've got a light that's reinstalled. We've got a touch up right here on the side of the light that we got to do, but this is how I typically mask a water fixture. So I'm going to just tear the paper off. I'm going to put it down onto the escutcheon plate, right on it. I'm going to wrap it around that plate, and I tear it and pop the spigot through. That way I can get a line around that perfect line. Now I'm going to continue to wrap it up. Now that's masked off. Now we've got concrete down here. You see I've got concrete shields, down there because I don't want anything on the concrete. I'm also going to use a cardboard shield holder and shield that. I'm going to have my drop cloth runners down here on the concrete, protecting the concrete, and that's what it looks like. We remove downspouts. We got a downspout right here. I got to remove that downspout. Those are black downspouts that we are not painting because they actually match the house pretty well. We're not painting the gutters or the downspouts. I do have a situation up here I'll show you. Drip metal. I don't paint the drip metal, but this corner metal needs to be painted. The fascia needs to be painted, but that drip metal's black. So I'm going to show you how I go about just dealing with that. Because for instance, if that you're painting the fascia white or some other color, we don't want to get overspray, or we don't want to get paint on our drip metal unless you're painting the drip metal. But here, fascia's color called green black. The house is green black. The metal is black, is pure black. So I don't want to get overspray on it. So I'm going to be spraying straight up to there. So I'll just tack that onto there. We've got the metal work right here. So our flashing. So I've been masking off my flashing because I don't want my flashing to get painted either. And I'll shield and spray that corner right there, and I'll roll the corner there. I want to tack this down, mask the end of this metal work right there. If I'm concerned, you know, I'll hand roll this. I'm gonna be hand rolling some fascia, but if I was concerned about, if I was gonna try to attempt to spray this, you know, I would just take and throw some masking on my gutter right here so I wouldn't get anything on my gutter. All this down here has already been painted. Just gonna take it up to this line. You can see this light right here was mass up. That's an actual ring light. So I typically do not remove ring lights. There's multiple reasons that I don't mess around with ring lights or typically ring cameras. So I'm gonna spray right up to here. Gonna get ready to spray this side. You're gonna see what that looks like, spraying a black house.